And we are live. Hello, people. Hello, folks.
Hello.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
This is Team Spirit Paranormal tonight, and we are going to talk about proof of the paranormal. Soon we'll start. We'll start soon. We're just going to end up sharing and have some couple of people on. We'll be back with you. How's everyone in chat room today? I hope everyone's well, especially in these days when it comes to this COVID. Hello, Andrew Lane.
Hi, Andrew.
Hi.
Hello. Sorry, I'm just sharing the group. The live, not group. Wake up.
Just get there in a bit and then.
Yeah, it's we're just sharing and into his groups, folks. We'll be with you very shortly. Right.
Hello, James. Hello, Bray. Hello, John. Oh, Beyond Dimensions.
Hi, John.
I'm a bit confused.
Yeah, that'll be John with Beyond Dimensions. Cool. Thanks, John, for sharing.
Yeah, I'm sharing it everywhere possible.
Hi, Brittany.
Hello, Mandy.
I'm going to share it on my wall.
I thought you were going to start singing then, Phil.
Yeah, I feel like singing today, but I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna kill people with my notes.
Hi, Mandy.
If you want to hear me sing, just get a cat and a mangle.
Oh dear.
Oh, right. Well, so topic, Leslie. What's it about? What we're talking about?
Today's topic is proof of the paranormal.
Oh.
What are your favourites? Favourite proof? So, like, would you prefer to see something, hear something, have something touch you? Let us know in the comments.
How do I share a photo, Phil?
So it's at the bottom where it says share screen.
Yeah.
What you do is you press that, and what happens is you get a window what says application window, or if you've got two screens like I have, share screen to screen 2. So, but for you, I'm guessing, what's your picture? It comes up Windows Media Player or whatever.
Yeah, it's Windows.
Right. So
photo.
when you press share screen,
yeah,
go to application window, and your Windows Media Player should come up there. You just click it.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And press share, and then a box should come up for me to put it up on screen for you, mate. Hey.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, got it. And I can put that full screen.
Oh, is that at your work, Ian?
No, that was.
I've turned it off.
Have I turned it off?
Yeah, go on, Ian, do it again.
Oh, hang on, I'll do it again.
Still sharing.
No, it was an investigation I was on.
Okay.
And all night, we got the impression there was a child. I kept getting someone holding my hand.
Right.
Right.
That's it, got it.
and we were in the actual. It was Lee Mills, and we were doing an invest in the actual machinery hall. And
Hello,
I kept
Kurt.
looking back towards down the corridor. I knew there was something there.
Ah, right, yeah.
And I was taking photos. It's quite a way away. And this, well, what to me looks like a small boy.
Well, to be quite honest with you, Ian, I can actually see two kind of figures.
Yeah.
Can you see something to the left of the?
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought there was myself. I have highlighted it in another photo, but if you try blowing it up, it just pixelates even more.
That's interesting, Ian. I like that because there is outlines there, and it does show that it does appear that there's some sort of figure appearing.
It's to me, it's a young lad.
Did you have any other, anything else go off at the time? As EMF meters or any?
The room that he stood in, that he stood in the doorway of. We had a lot of activity. There was a doll in there that was playing up, kept changing its position all on its own. It was in a doll's crib type thing. And we were all out of the room. We'd come back in and the blanket would be off it or it had changed ends. We got quite a bit of activity at the place. But when I showed the photo to the group, I was just told, oh, no, there's nothing there. And then they blocked me off the page for some reason.
See, this is the thing, isn't it? There is a lot of doubt when it comes to stuff like this. Now, I can't say that'll be 100%. That's some sort of figure of a boy behind the door. What I can actually say is it's interesting, and it looks like it could be. That I'd see as constructive criticism, and to say that it might not be 100% a kid of a child in that door, but to me, like you said, it does actually look like it. And I find it interesting, and I'd never block or doubt anyone what says either. But you do get a lot of groups what do that, and it's wrong in a way because people spend the time to share these type of pictures, and I love to see them because at the end of the day you could possibly pick out why, and if you do, then for future on our pitch on why these pictures appear. But to me, I'd say that there was some sort of entity there near that door. I find it very, very intriguing.
Yeah, it was one of those, like I say, it just tied in with everything. There were definitely two children there. And like I say, I kept feeling a hand holding mine. And there was
so you had that feeling then, Ian?
Yeah, definitely.
See, as paranormal investigators, Leslie, what we'd probably look at is if there were any cross-reference with any other piece of equipment, for such as fluctuations. If there's been any EVP recordings around that time, and if you could, then you could stitch it up and have a case there for people to see, because that's what we're there for. And that would have been brilliant if I were in that situation, because I would have got all my equipment out. Leslie, what do you think?
Well, I was just thinking about what you've just said then. I think the more methods you try together is better, because it all ties up with what you're seeing maybe in a picture or whatever. I think the more you use, the better it is. It all links everything up.
Yeah.
Like, I like to look at history before I go. I know a lot of people don't, but I like to do research before I go. I try not to say too much to people when I'm at location, just to see if they pick up on anything. So I like to do that. I like to take still pictures to see if anything comes on the pictures when you take them home and look through them, which I've had on quite a few. I think that's quite good. EVPs, I don't seem to get many EVPs, but I do like to listen to EVPs when people do get them. I think they're quite a good kind of proof.
Yes.
Yeah, the best EVP I had was at a hotel. We did a call out session in one of the bedrooms. We got quite a bit of activity. Excuse me. And then we broke it up. I stayed in the room and did a bit of calling out. There was another lad in the room, and we were talking, and like I say, I was just calling out. I got my voice recorder on. When it was only after, when I was playing it back, you could clearly hear someone say, "They've gone. Get him."
Oh, wow.
Wow, that's it.
And the spirit that we picked up on was that of it wasn't a particularly nice spirit.
Oh, was it negative then? Like, did it?
It was a negative. He wasn't well, I say he wasn't nasty. He wasn't evil as such, but he was just a nasty person. What came through talking it through and talking through the medium was he wasn't a particularly nice character.
Yeah, I can imagine. I mean, saying that though, that brings me back to investigation that we did, Leslie, at Bowling Green. Yeah, where we had an angry, an angry customer, an old man, weren't it? And we actually got a couple of nasty words that come through as didn't we?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, and as if he was having an argument with a female as well. That came through. Plus,
females arguing never.
Yeah. Getting ready. No, when we did your John did it, I think the water spraying, and a picture came through, and it just resembled a grumpy old man's face, which all tied in again with that. And also, before we went to do the investigation there, myself and Andy went on a previous visit, and we went into the pool room, and he straight away picked up on a cantankerous, grumpy old man. And that was as soon as we went in the place. So that was quite interesting.
Yeah. Well, it's like that. When it comes to Ian, when you do investigations, will you ever add the water ITC? Because I don't know whether you've tried it or anything else before.
Who are you talking to, Phil?
Ian.
Sorry, I was away then, Phil.
I was just wondering, do you know when you do next time you do your investigations, will you ever consider doing water ITC? Because I don't know whether you've done it before or not.
I must admit, I've not. I love trying different things. So yeah, give it a try.
Yeah, I mean, as the subject of proof, though, when it comes to water ITC, unfortunately, out of 10, I'd say that'll be a 1 or a 2. Only because it's obviously down to it could be a manner of different things that it scientifically could be. But we've had quite a few, Leslie, haven't we? Where pictures just they look that amazing to the point where it's like, well, that is kind of a figure of a man.
Yeah.
But you can't narrow it down and say that it's proof. It's just unfortunate, isn't it? But I love to see it, because at the end of the day, it can connect to a series of other things. It's that synchronicity, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think it's really difficult to prove to people who are very skeptical about it anyway, because whatever you try to give as proof, they will sort of poo-poo it and come up with some other explanation what it may be. So I personally think the only 100% proof you will ever get to yourself if you experience something yourself, whether it be if you see something, if something touches you, if you hear something, I think it will that will be the ultimate proof if you just experience it for yourself. I don't think there's that many people who don't believe you. I mean, I could show somebody some pictures and they'd say, "Oh, that's not what you're saying it is. That could be anything." And I know that when I took a picture, there was nothing there. And on review of the picture, there's definitely something there. But you've always got that, haven't you, with people? They'll always. Yeah. I think it's. Is it because they're frightened? Is it because they don't want to know? I don't know. It's just that's how I feel.
Sorry, Leslie, cutting over you, but I had it on my wedding photos. There was a little old lady outside the church.
Okay.
And no one actually remembers seeing her, but she's in loads of the photos. And when people have shown the photos round, they've all, on both sides of the family, they were, who's she? I don't remember her being there. And no one's got a clue who she was. And
really?
She's on several photos and stood in a group, but no one remembers her being in the group.
Wow. Well, do you know, Ian, if you could, do you know if you could get some of these photos and these EVPs you get, we'll be it'll be ace to have them up on screen and look and listen.
I'll try and find me wedding photos. It's a long while ago.
They should be in a book, Ian.
Yeah, probably with me ex
and stuff like that.
Probably with me ex.
Right.
But yeah, my EVPs and everything all vanished on my last computer that he said it was going to pack up. I lost a lot of stuff, which I wasn't happy with.
You see a lot of people who listen to EVPs as well. You can play an EVP, and to one person it might sound like a sentence, a clear sentence, and then to another person who doesn't want to believe it can say, well, it might be just a noise, or it might be that sounds like a voice but's not, but isn't a voice. I think you'll always have people who will disagree, even if you know that it is what it is.
I think part of the problem is, like you say, is they don't want to believe it.
Yeah.
The only way they would really, the only way they'd believe it if someone they knew came back.
Yeah.
And even then, they'd find some explanation as to why it come to be what they saw. I've got friends like that. They don't. I mean, they take the mickey out of me for ghost hunting, but
I get it.
They don't believe. they don't believe at all.
People said to me that I'm dogging. I don't know why. what are you dogging tonight? I'm like, yeah, I'm dogging tonight. And it doesn't mean taking a dog for a walk either. Well, Michael's put some up on you anyway. I'll just put it up on screen. There's a video I was watching on YouTube a while back, and I don't know if any of this is true, but I saw that there's a Disneyland is haunted by Mr. Walt Disney himself, and someone was alone in on his site's bungalow cleaning up years after he died, and apparently the cleaner heard the very words saying, "I'm still here."
I've heard that before. I have heard that myself, that he's very much still with us.
See, do you know what I find fascinating about that? Is I actually weirdly enough, not long since looked on an article that Mr. Walt Disney guy is actually what's it called where they preserve him? Cryogenically. He's cryogenically frozen.
All right.
That's supposed to be an urban myth.
Well, there is cryogenics, and people do.
Oh, there is. Yeah, it's one of those that people don't believe it. It's like not believing that we went to the moon.
Mm.
Yeah.
And it's the usual thing. I've not seen it, therefore it's not true. But I had heard that story before that he's about the cleaner. He's appeared to a few. Well, he's spoken to a few people.
I find it interesting, but yeah, actually makes you wonder though about this cryogenically frozen, and if your soul is more intact when you're frozen. You know, it because obviously it's like saying because you're more preserved, aren't you? You know your vessel. So would soul in afterlife be more of a stronger spirit? I don't know. It's a strange one to think, actually, that one. But yeah, like I say, it's all just from our theories as such. But I find it fascinating. Right, so
Phil, I've sent you a picture. I can't bring it up on screen. Yeah, I can't bring it up on screen, but this is from you know. The funny thing is, after this phone, these lives we do, me and my friends carry on this debate.
Do you? All right.
And yeah, we and then we were just telling loads of story, and this picture came up, the one I've sent you. When it comes up, if you look above a vase, there's actually a face above it.
I'm just gonna do some farting about. I won't be long.
All right. People are saying it's clouds, but when I look at it, I can see a face, and so I don't know if they're still in this.
In there, what I'm seeing, but yeah, I'll add it 2 seconds.
That house apparently, I don't know if hadn't been lived in for 10 years, even though it looks like it is. And that's not far from St. Helens, where I lived. And I didn't even.
Pareidolia is a strange thing, though.
Yeah.
We are geared to see faces in everything.
Yeah. I think. Oh yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
You see, I personally, when I see things like that, you know, like a reflection on a window, I think it's just shadows, but that's just my opinion. I mean, who knows? I just think it's reflection. You see, somebody sent one in not so long ago, and it looked like a figure. And it did really look like it, but when I had a proper look, it was just, to me anyway, it was just a reflection of the trees outside in the, you know, the trees. I don't know.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah,
that does look like a face. I've got to admit. There, yeah.
Yeah,
it looks like a bloke.
It does. Yeah.
And nobody had been in that house for, we know, at least 10 years. It's very strange.
No, I like it.
Yeah, it looks like a man's face actually, and it also looks like could be wearing like a woolly hat, like a beanie or something.
Yeah. See, do you know what I find fascinating about that is, it's kind if let's say if that is a reflection from something outside, it'd have to be pretty close because that looks close to a window, so it can't really be a reflection.
Yeah.
But
also, what you've got to look at is the vase. Is the flowers or something in the vase?
Yeah. I think it's a flower myself, but it really does look like a face.
Yeah, it does.
That's flower head, dear.
Yeah.
And some there. Now that could be, but that's on inside at window anyway. It's not on outside.
Yeah.
That's close up to window, and there's no. By looks of that, that's the main road on the other end.
Yeah.
So Yeah, it'd have to be pretty close.
Fascinating, that.
It'd have to be
I
pretty
love stuff
close
like
to
that.
Mm. I like it though. Yeah, cheers, Gary.
Yeah, thanks, love.
You're welcome.
Right.
And that one of the, I can't see who it is. I just see Facebook user.
But
What about Versailles? About Queen Marie Antoinette and King Louis XVI. That I've heard that story. I went to France with a school, and we actually went to Versailles. And there's umpteen stories we were told at the time that of time slips, of people walking out and Louis XVI and Marie Antoinette being there. And it's the whole court is there. And they've gone back, almost like they walked back in time. Well, that's happened a few times, I believe.
Right. Well, time slip. I find this interesting because I've been actually looking into dimensional type theories and alternate realities and stuff. And there were an actual case of a friend who I know, and they took a picture, and it looked like some sort of a time slip happened there as well, because it were in a field, and there's this certain area where people thought, oh, feel a bit strange when walking past here, and they get a bit of an headache. And someone took a picture, and this old guy leant against against gate. Looked pretty clear as well, but he weren't there. You could tell it were a bit fadey and stuff, and I'm like, oh right, that's strange. So been looking into it. Someone else took another picture around that area at the same time, and same figure in same pose were in that picture. So it's like something stuck in time was showing this guy, the figure of this guy stood next to this gate, and you could see that in background as well, that there were another version of him but doing something else. And that was so strange. Do you know, next time we do a debate, I'm going to try and get that picture and show people, because it looked really bizarre.
Yeah.
And it just corresponded with report as well that we had. It were interesting.
Time is a man-made concept, and we tend to think of time as linear. Well, who's to say it is? Who's to say it's not like a ball of string all ravelled up and everything?
Yeah.
And we cut into other realities when we see spirits. So you get the stone tape theory. Who's to say that it's not a slip in time?
See,
and they're observing us as a ghost.
I really do believe in this stone tape theory thing, and it happens quite a lot where there's a replay of some sort of an incident, and it's highly possible, definitely. John, send them, John, and but it needs to be filed, mate, and I'll put recordings on and we can have a listen.
What do you guys think to CCTV proof?
Again, it depends on where and how. You see some that are so obviously faked.
Yeah.
With string or whatever.
Yeah.
You can see it's jerked round. A chair's been jerked out of position, and you can almost see the string. You know the path it's going to follow. But you see others that, if they are fake, then they're bloody good.
Well, to be honest with you, Leslie, do you know the Barnsley Antique Centre?
Yeah.
It's got a YouTube page, and it's got quite a lot of good videos on there. Now, I've met the bloke and I've spoken to him. His team, TSP team, we've been out there and there's a video for people to watch actually if they're interested.
Yeah, one of the cabinet.
Yeah, one with cabinet and whatever else. And he doesn't seem to be like type of person that I do that.
No.
He goes home and he records his CCT. So but then this just comes down to trust that person that we meet.
Again, it's trust, isn't it?
You'd look at some of his videos and you would actually think, from a person who don't know the guy, that that's got to be fake, or that's got to be moved by string. While we're talking, actually, I'm going to try and get some of these videos up and show you, because I find it fascinating.
You see,
with CCTV, sorry, Leslie, go on.
Go on, no, love, you go.
No, with CCTV, it's about placement, isn't it? Of what the cameras actually have, because some people can actually just move like cameras just to make it look like it's facing the way, and that's how they make it look real. But
Have you got
CCTV?
Have you got? Sorry, Gary. Have you got that one, Phil, with cabinet?
I'm gonna try and look for it.
I've watched that, and I've watched it, and I do not know how anybody could fake that, because it sort of explodes. Not explodes, but
I mean, you see some of them, and they go all. You can see an orb. You can see this moving across, and it's so obviously it's an insect going across the lens. But because the focal length, that's it. Yeah, because the focal length is that short, the camera can't pick up on it.
You see, I don't know how that could be faked, because it's coming away.
From the
it's coming away from the cabinet. I just don't know. It's very strange.
It's like the whole door moves out.
Yeah.
You can see. Does it swing open?
It comes open, I think, the door.
Yeah, it comes open.
You can see it there, and then
if it opens, it just smashes.
Yeah, I find it fascinating, me.
Have you seen CCTV footage of the office in Manchester?
No.
It's fascinating. The whole CCTV, they show all the different camera angles. It starts off with it shows an office with open plan desks and everything, and you see the screen flicker on the computers, and then the door handles start going, and the door moves, and the whole thing just goes mad. The filing cabinet starts slamming the drawers open and filing.
YouTube.
It's on YouTube.
I'll have a look for that.
Yeah,
it's fascinating.
Someone, Kurt Hughes. I used to work in a security, and we were on site in a school to be demolished in Page Moss. Our CCT used to pick up weird figures of light shapes while on night shift. See, I'd love to see some of that footage, mate. If they were ever to be, because like I said, security people will be first people to see it while they're on shift, or if there's anything happened and they've got to replay a recording. I bet quite a lot of stuff goes off and no one's aware. But yeah, thank you for comment, Kurt.
I can't see any of these names. All I'm getting is Facebook user.
Yeah, that's all I get.
So I do apologise. I haven't said hello. I can't see your name.
What it is it's because some the users are coming from other pages, and
Just have a look on my phone.
it'll be brilliant if people could
How can
follow
you-
them like page people if you could.
Has somebody got television on?
Yeah, it's me. Sorry.
Nothing paranormal then, Phil.
Rodney Street in Liverpool is also a hub of ghostly activity, which is another time slip. Allegedly, someone slipped back into the Victorian era, apparently, plus 50 Berkeley Square in London, also known an hangout where at Cranesborough, is also well known for paranormal activity. Well, I'll take that in mind.
Yeah.
There's a couple of places in Liverpool that I won't mind, going to. Probably might have a look into this Rodney Street. Thank you, Michael.
Yes, thank you.
Oh, school, that Kurt said. The school was called St. Edmund of Canterbury.
Edmund of Canterbury.
Ah, interesting. Thank you, Kurt. Right, let's get rid of that. Gary, have you noticed any more strange things going off while locked down in your house?
Well, my cat's still acting weird. He just keeps stopping at the door, looking up the corridor, running the other way. And then when I try and take him into the hallway, he tries to claw to get away from me.
Well, why I ask actually is because I've actually found that there's an increasing still amount of people noticing things in the house. Yesterday, strangely enough, I was hearing things in my room. My room actually is there.
What sort of things are you hearing, Phil?
Kids saying, trying to wake me up purposely to be mischievous. So I'm gonna have to sort that out.
And I was sorry, Phil.
Sorry, Gary.
I was sat talking to my mum, I think a few days ago. And you know how people say you can see out the corner of your eye, can't you?
Yeah.
And I just saw, because I could see down the hallway I just saw this black figure running into the toilet.
Interesting.
And I immediately turned around, and my mum said, "You okay?" I said, "I just sent it's Paul," because my uncle's in the other room. I said, "Did Paul just go to the toilet?" And then all of a sudden, 2 minutes later, he'd just come out of the living room.
Crazy.
And my mum said, "You seeing things?" I'm like, "I'm not."
That was me the other day. We're having some local exhaust ventilation put in, dust extraction, and the guy had come in to do some measuring. And I'm upstairs on my own in the office. I told him when he'd finished to come in and see me. And I was typing away, and as I'm sat looking at my computer like I am here, off to my left is a door diagonally opposite me. And there was someone stood in the doorway. And I just said, "I'll be with you in a sec, mate. I'll just finish sending this." And as I said that, I looked up and he'd gone. I thought, oh, he's moved away. So I shouted, "I'm ready now, mate." Nobody there. Walked out. Our office, where I am, is an office within an office. So I walked out. No one in the outer office. I walked up the floor I was on. There was no one upstairs. Walked out onto the steps looking down into the lab, and all the lads are downstairs, and the guy doing the measuring up was downstairs. Now, I know we have got activity, but it's the first time I've ever felt the presence upstairs. And we've very few people in at the moment. So certainly a couple of weeks ago when this happened, and I just wondered whether he got curious. because it's definitely a male. People seem to think it's one of the lads who was killed in a motorcycle accident a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
But there's nothing. There's no malice in it. There's no intent other than curiosity.
Hmm.
And there's loads of people, even people who don't believe in it, who
Yeah.
turn around and said, "Yeah, there's something here."
Yeah. That sixth sense as well, isn't it?
Yeah. They're born skeptics. They don't believe in the paranormal at all, but they all know there's something there.
Mm.
I felt it the first day I actually went there. When I first started working there about a year ago, I went into the canteen and one of the girls was in there, and I said, "Is this place haunted?" And she just looked at me and said, "What you felt or seen?" I said, "There's something that's down here in these corridors. I usually feel it in the other corridor when I felt it." And that's when she said, "Yeah, there's definitely something here." And even some of the lads, even though they take the mickey, none of them want to be there on their own at night.
See, now that sounds like a place that I'd want to place my equipment in and do an investigation for definite.
Well, I'm gonna do just that. I'm gonna do an EVP session and set my camera. It's finding the right night to do it.
Yeah.
I've said to a couple of the lads, we'll do a session, and they've all go, yeah, right, yeah.
Yeah, you just gotta. Hopefully, that none of them start tapping in places and stuff. Yeah.
Like I said, we got a mezzanine floor that overlooks the lab, and Carl, who's the lab manager, has his office overlooking the shop, overlooking the lab. And I was walking through the lab the other day. There was no one in the lab at all, and I just said, "Hello." And I'm looking around thinking, where the bloody hell was that
coming from?
And it was in the bugger. I saw him looking out the door laughing. I thought, you sod.
That's another thing, though, isn't it? You've got to have trust with your team, who you're going with, because there's so many that would just do something like that just to take me, really.
Oh, yeah.
You've got to be 100% certain that you know you can trust all who you're with.
Yeah, sadly, Leslie, I've been in paranormal field for that long. I've been in events as well. You know, some people were doing some events, and I've seen one or twice where they did like an Ouija board session, and you could clearly see that people were tapping under tables, and that's what kind of stuff that people get put off with. When it comes to this, it's a shame.
Well,
only reason why I
do have a funny story.
Oh, go on then, Gary.
It wasn't because I was faking it. I just got really annoyed with two people. Because they're just like walking down the corridor shivering. I'm so scared, and I went, oh. So there's like a door there, and then there's another door as you walk up. So I went through one door. I disappeared, and then I could just hear them saying, "Where's Gary?" So I jumped out the other door, went ah, and they ran out the building so fast. And I got told off that night.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And I said, I'm sorry, but they was just really annoying me. They went, well, if you get annoyed, move away from them. And I'm like, no.
So I'm guessing you never watched Most Haunted then.
I could be the lead star of that. I'm not. No.
Story when we went on holiday in the Isle of Wight. Me and my daughter, and we went on a ghost hunt over there, organised ghost hunt, and it was they had mummers and everything playing the part.
Oh, right. Like doing a role play.
Yeah, it was a really good night, but there was a little brat in front of me, I'd say a little brat. He's early teens. And we were walking up for him. We'd been down to see someone's grave, and we were walking back up, and he was being a bit of a pillock. So I just growled behind him. And he looked round and I just smiled at him and said, "You enjoying it?" He turned back, I growled again, and he legged it. He's looking round going, "What?"
This is why you end up on step, you two.
Yeah, naughty people.
Ian, I don't think we're invited to any ghost hunts next time.
No,
Ian, I think.
no.
What was this again? Because it's just saying Facebook user.
Not unless there's a step.
I think that was Michael. No, it's not. I lied. I am lying. It's Michael. It is. I am. It is Michael. Edinburgh Castle. That's the one.
I'd love to go to Edinburgh Castle.
Oh, I would.
I think that's Michael. Is that the one with the battlefield outside of it? Because there's an interesting story about that. That apparently women are not allowed to go on the battlefield though.
Ah, that's amazing. Yeah.
Right.
I don't know if it's that place, but somewhere in Scotland or near Scotland, you're not allowed to go near the battlefield if you're a woman. Because things happen, like they get scratched or the hair pulled or something.
Yeah.
It's a strange one.
Saying that, it's amazing how there is actually, like Codnor Castle, when I went to Codnor Castle, the spirit apparently that roams there don't like females. And there's been one or two people that's had experience of being like grabbed and groped and moved about and stuff. Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? How that works. Menzies Castle.
Yeah, he's just said yeah.
Same as well.
He's just said yeah. That's the one with the battle. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know that one in Sheffield where you've been to it, Ian? I think you've been to it. The fire police is it Fire and Emergency Museum?
Yeah.
Whatever, I forgot. There's a spirit there, isn't there, that doesn't like women? I believe he's called Cain.
Yeah, Cain was the name that was picked up by Most Haunted.
Right.
When we were there, we picked up the name Bernard.
Bernard.
And he tried having a go at my daughter. We were down in the cells and doing a call out, and he tried having a go at my daughter. She's the last one he should have tried picking on.
Feisty.
Yeah, she's got unfortunately, she's got my temper. She's not got my fault to back it up, though.
Mandy's also said Whitby Ghost Walk is amazing. I've done Jack the Ripper tour in London as well. Whitby. Yeah.
Whitby, I'd love to do again. I've only ever passed through it.
Have you? Oh, it's a shame. It's brilliant, Whitby. You know, up near Abbey, there's there's also it's old side of Whitby because that's mostly where some really old ghost stories and tales come from. Old side of Whitby. Oh, it's an amazing place. I love Whitby, and it's a shame this lockdown has happened because I would have probably have gone twice already this year.
Going, aren't we? We're hoping to go. When we don't know.
It'll happen, Leslie. It's just obviously one of them things, isn't it, with this COVID?
Yeah.
When you did the Ripper tour, did you feel anything? Did you?
So Mandy, if you could, do you know the Jack the Ripper tour?
Again, I'm just getting Facebook user.
I can see Mandy up on screen. Probably it's because she's subscribed to one or two others that channels that is in here as well. Yes, Mandy, if you've done Jack the Ripper tour in London, how did you feel? Did you get any weird feelings as such? I'd love to do that tour, me. You know, Whitechapel and is it Whitechapel? Yeah, and all that. Actually, we were thinking about doing that tour earlier this year, but that's gone dance span.
Everything's gone down Swanee, hasn't it?
Mm.
I'd love to retire and just go ghost hunting.
Yeah.
There's so many places over here. I mean, people talk about going abroad and that, but there's so many places over here that are just, even if it's not haunted, just the history of it.
Oh yeah. To be honest with you, there's one that I won't mind going to sometime soon, and that's the St Boltoff's Church in Lincoln. That obviously rituals go off there apparently, and one or two reportings are really good EVPs you can actually catch there as well. So I won't mind going there. They call that the Satanic Church or something. Satan Church or whatever.
Michael's just put in the comments, I read somewhere that Formby Woods is apparently haunted by the ghost of a scary wolf-type creature. Though the whole time I've been down there, I haven't seen or heard anything of the sort. Has anybody else heard of that?
Formby Woods.
I've been to Formby. I have been to Formby, and I've been in the woods.
Where is that? Is that near you, Gary?
Formby's over Liverpool.
No, it's not far from Southport. Like you go to Formby Beach, but there's like a wooded area, like when you're walking from the beach. Oh, I can't remember where it is. It's in the same location. I've been to Formby.
And what are your feelings about that place? What did you feel? Did you feel all right?
I don't know. Well, I've got a bad memory. When I went, I was doing running and I fell flat on my face. But there is one part, and I'm not saying this because Michael's put that I didn't really feel comfortable being. Again, some places I go to, I don't really feel comfortable being there for some random silly reason.
Yeah.
And I just stop and people are like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I don't like this. I don't like it. It's weird. It's very strange why I don't like it. But I've never heard a wolf. But you never know.
Yeah, Formby's in Liverpool actually. Yeah. Just looking at that actually, it's right. I won't mind going there. It's right next to the sea.
It is really nice.
Yeah, my sister lives in Crosby.
All right.
Oh yeah.
Next time I'm over visiting, I'll have to pay a visit to it.
Yeah, it is. It's not that far from here. I'm just looking at Crosby. Yeah, I'd say it's a good half an hour drive. Not that. No, I'd say about 20-minute drive or so to Formby.
20 minutes.
Yeah.
Is that all?
It's not a far ride. Also, if you want a suntan, go to the beach first and then do your paranormal investigating after. And
16-minute drive.
Well, that's not very far then, is it?
Well, Ian, please let us know if you go into them woods and stuff. Take some pictures and an EVP session. That'll be ace. Yeah, because I've never heard of that Formby Woods, and now you've mentioned it, it's going to be on my bucket list.
I've got a question for our members. Have any of you members lived in a haunted house, or do you live in a haunted house, and what experiences have you had?
Okay. Yeah. Hopefully we'll get some.
Well, I have.
I have. Would you investigate your own house, Ian?
Say again.
Would you investigate your own home? Because that's something I wouldn't do, and I think my reason behind that is because of the kids.
I wouldn't, namely because I wouldn't want to stir things up.
Yeah.
Mine was the first house I rented a house for a year when I first got divorced, and I never liked going in the back bedroom. I only ever went in there if I had to do something. I just stored things in there.
Yeah.
And I always slept with my bedroom door shut because I had the impression I was being watched. And my daughter was about 3 or 4 at the time. We were playing in my bedroom one day, and she was jumping up and down on the bed, and she kept looking at the bedroom door and saying, "He's not here." I said, "Who are you talking to, sweetheart?" She says, "The old man."
Wow.
So
kind
the
of
next time my landlady came round, I said to her, I said, "Don't take this the wrong way." I said, "But has anyone ever died in this house that you know of?" She says, "Well, yeah, my husband." She said he died of Alzheimer's in the back bedroom. And I said, "Well, did he say any? Was he saying anything? Did he say any last words or anything like that?" And she said, "Well, he was asking for my son on his deathbed. She said my son was on his way down from Scotland at the time and didn't make it, unfortunately." And that's what I was picking up on, and that's what my daughter had heard. And she'd seen him at my bedroom door asking where he was, where his son was. But it wasn't a horrible, it wasn't nasty feeling. It was.
But then again, though, I bet it's a bit. It kind of got to you a little bit because having someone there, knowing that they could be watching your every movement.
Yeah, well, yeah. Like I say, I didn't like it because it was, like I said, not because it was nasty. It just felt so sad and depressing. And that's what I was picking up on, his dementia and how he must have been at the end of his life.
Well, but confirmation, sad, but at least there's a confirmation there for you.
Unfortunately, Tasha doesn't remember a thing about it.
Oh, bummy.
But talking about little kids seeing things, that to me is another. What word am I looking for? That's more sign of proof, because I think kids can't make stuff up like that. But that's just my opinion. I would always believe what a little kid would say. I'd never poo-poo it. I'd always listen to that. Yeah, because I think children are probably more open to spirit.
I think the less impregnated.
Brittany Clow, because obviously it's got Facebook, but that's by Brittany Clow. If I'm saying that wrong, sorry.
All right.
I think kids, like you said, they're more open to it because they've not had that culture to disbelieve it, and so when you see your kids having imaginary friends,
yeah,
you've got to take some note.
Yeah, the more
they don't know to disbelieve it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. I'm just looking at some of these comments.
Yeah, I mean, to be quite honest with you, it's like Darcy, my brother's daughter. She picks up on quite a few things herself, and like you say, I don't think our John is one of them what would say, no, it's all disbelief. Just listen to her, what she needs to say, and it's strange some of the stuff that comes about. But yeah, kids, I've that and pets, dogs.
Yeah, but I remember once at your John's, Phil, and your Darcy were showing me this doll that she got. I mean, I love dolls. She's amazing. She's so funny. And she was showing me this new doll she'd got, and it was sat in its pram in room. And I was just saying back, we were just leaving. And as we walked out of the room, Darcy was with her dad, stood at John's side. I was ready to go, and the doll started laughing, and we were all like, "Oh my god!" And Darcy's like, "Oh, it's laughing." It didn't phase her one bit. She was just laughing. It were unbelievable. You ask your John. It was brilliant.
There's one here by, is it Michael? Have I put wrong one up?
Have a look. I can't see.
Oh yeah, wait, I'll put that one up in a bit. But yeah, this one's by Michael. I suspect my house is haunted because I saw my granddad after he died, and I heard my dog barking after he died. He had a specific bark, and one of those rooms has an uneasy feeling, like a scary vibe. Yeah.
Hmm.
What was your granddad doing, Michael, when you saw him? And has he been back, or was it just a one-off?
What always interests me is sometimes when you sat there, like when my granddad died, I could always smell his tobacco.
Yeah, smells is a good thing as well. Yeah.
And that was every time I was getting sad.
Can take you back to a place as well.
Memories attached and everything.
Yeah. Certain smells, certain records. And all of a sudden,
actually as well. How does Spirit control that scent, and how does he end up bringing that forward into this material world? Makes me wonder, actually, how that works. It's a mystery, obviously, but we won't get to know unless we're on the other side. But yeah, just to think that a spirit could say, well, here's a smell from back then and I'm getting it, to you physically smelling it. Amazing, I think.
When we were kids in our childhood home, which was haunted, we had a neighbour called Mrs. Ellis, and I have seen her full apparition. If people want to read about that, it is in the intros on the page. But they called her Mrs. Ellis, and she was a bit of a nosy neighbour, bless her, but she was lovely. And she used to come in, she'd just come in, knock, knock, and she'd just come in. And she always used to smell of TCP because she used to have something wrong with her legs. TCP, you know the smell of TCP, it's quite a smell. And she passed, and not so long after she had passed, all of a sudden a strong smell of TCP would come, and we'd not got TCP in the house, and we're like, oh my God, can you smell that? Oh, I can, yeah. Oh, it must be Mrs. Ellis. And it used to happen so many times. It was quite brilliant, really, because the strength of the smell, you could not mistake it for anything else.
Could it have been all else other than TCP?
No.
Oh my God, that'll be a nightmare for me. I hate the smell of it. Oh, it turns my stomach. I'd see that as a nightmare.
There were also one other, well, there were a few things that happened, but Mrs. Ellis, when she used to come in, she'd go through to the kitchen and have a cup of tea with my mum. And there was a toaster on kitchen side, and she'd always sort of lean and nudge toaster without fail. It was just what she used to do. And after her passing, we were all stood in the kitchen this particular day, me, my mum and my sister, and the toaster just moved. I was like, oh my God, Mrs. Ellis is here.
That sounds it. She's very active and likes to be around then.
It is going back a bit, that now, but yeah, it was brilliant.
I could do with a ghost of a cleaner.
Ghost with no CD problem.
Yeah.
There were one sent by Lindsay Fletcher Downs. I bought a shed to work with the energies due to my son and grandkids coming over. But since lockdown, my son has left school and moved in with his dad, and grandkids have never been over. So now we do some RTC, but I have protection around and we only work with the light energies. Okay. Yeah. Well, it's always good to work with light energies, I'd say. I won't mess around with dark energies.
No.
To be quite honest.
I nearly said the name then.
Oh, Ian.
Oh, Ian.
I'll stop myself.
Did you resist?
Am I missing something? What are you on about?
Hold up.
No, I'm not falling for that one.
You have to tell me after now, because now I'm wondering what the hell you're on about.
It's on about Zach. It's on about Zach Bagans.
Yeah.
Oh,
Leslie likes him, and we take the Mickey out of
Frodo.
Leslie. Oh, you did. Oh, okay. I'm not getting involved.
yeah. When it comes to dark energies, yeah, I've been there and done that, and to be honest with you, I've been scolded by dark, and yeah, I won't mess around with dark energies. If anything, I try my best to bring in light, and and have a good conversation with spirit, because it can turn south. Every sense that you've got, if there's some fear that you've got of something or whatever else, it creeps in and it attacks you that way, and never again.
Yeah, well, my biggest fear is, well, dying.
Like I say,
And
You're not on your own there, Gary.
no, you're on your own on that one. But at the end of
yeah,
the day, if there's a bad attachment there and a bad spirit or some sort of entity, and he knows that you've got quite a big fear around that, he'll use it against you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is why it is important, especially for people that are, that are starting out in paranormal field. And if you are attempted to do anything, have the intention for light energies other than any dark, I'd say, because the only thing it's going to do is cause havoc later on, and that's
Well,
by experience.
I mean, people say to me, why have you stopped, for a while? I said, because when I got diagnosed with my depression and anxiety, I just thought this is too dangerous. Because I'm not in the right mindset. I can't really be out somewhere that is going to put me in danger, if you get what I mean.
Yeah, everyone's got a defense mechanism, haven't they?
Yeah.
My defense is good Lord Jesus Christ. I'm Christian myself, and I've got that belief, but I've also got other beliefs. I'm not only just centered around the Christian belief. I'm loads of stuff, but like I say, I've got my own ways of defending and cleansing, and I'm pretty sure you have also, Ian. Because you're pretty sensitive, aren't you, when it comes to it? See, I mean, Leslie, have you got like a specific way of cleansing yourself? After you have done an investigation.
I like to do a prayer. I like to do a protection prayer before I leave the house. I also like, as you know, if before we start doing any communication, I do like to do a team prayer. Or Fiona did last few, I think. Andy sometimes does, especially when you go on Ouija board. I would never go on to that without doing any protection or anything. I do always carry my crystals with me. And then when I get home, I always read St. Michael's Prayer. Always.
Very powerful. It's a very powerful tool.
Yeah.
For any type of ritual, that Bible. Yeah.
But I do think it's quite good to smudge as well, to smudge your house, which I do quite regular.
Yeah.
Get rid of any negative energies.
Yeah, even though negative energies, that's also coming from yourself. I believe in that.
Yeah, I do.
Cleansing your house, because everyone's got some form of negative energy, haven't they? And you're in your house 24/7. It's going to be even worse. You're surrounded in your own energy. Yeah. So it is good to to get rid of that that backup of bad energy around.
Yeah.
What I have said, after this is all over, I'm going to do more. I'm going to do more again, and because I've already said to people, I'm not going to take anything for granted anymore. You know, I
Mm.
want to be now out there doing different things, and
I think that's the right
obviously try and meet
attitude,
you
Gary.
guys at some point.
Yeah. I think that's the right attitude.
Then we
I
can
think
wind
this
Leslie up.
has opened a lot of people's eyes up.
I'm not biting, Gary.
Ian, we can wind Leslie up face to face.
I am
Yes.
not biting.
Right, well, folks, it's gone past his hour mark, and sadly, I'm gonna have to go.
Yep.
But it's been a pleasure talking to you all, especially Ian, Gary, and Leslie.
Thank you.
Yeah,
People who are here watching with us, like Mandy and everyone, Michael and Lindsay, and
Mandy.
yes.
Yeah, and you're definitely a fallen one, Gary.
Yeah, but if you want to put any more comments in, I will try and message you back.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we'll be looking at all these comments, and
Yep.
you know, if there's anything that needed to be answered or whatever, and even if you've got a story to tell of an onto the experience in your house as such, Leslie will
just send
look
them
and
in.
contact you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The more
Right,
the
well, I'm gonna have to go. I will see you later, guys.
Yep.
See you
Thanks,
later,
Phil.
Leslie.
See you, everyone. Bye.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.